Hello guys, welcome to Macshala, and today we are going to talk about functions, that is functions in C. So guys, whenever I am talking about function, then the very first thing we have to note is what is function. So in C, function may be defined as a subprogram which performs a specific task. So guys, we have to note here two things: what a subprogram is and what a specific task is. So guys, subprogram may be defined as a program which do not contains a main function, that is no main function. That is, it is a only block of codes with no main function. And now we can talk about a specific task. So guys, in a specific task we can say it as any specific task. If I am talking about sum of two numbers, multiplication of two numbers, division of two numbers, or simply I am passing some statements like printf, so these all are a specific task. So a function comprises of subprogram which performs a specific task. Now guys, we have to note that there are two types of functions. The very first is predefined. So predefined functions are those who have their declaration in header files. Basically we have two header files, stdio.h, that is standard input output.header, and second is conio, that is console input output.header. So guys, if any function is having the declaration, predefined declaration, any of these libraries, then it may be termed as predefined function. Example: printf, scanf. Main function is itself a predefined function. So these are the examples of predefined function. Now let's talk about user defined function. So as the name itself specifies, it is a function which is defined by the user or defined by programmer. Or in other ways, we can say that user defined functions are such functions which do not have their declaration in header files. Now guys, we have to think about it. When a user defined function do not have their declaration in header files, then where their declaration can come from? So this can be easily understood by the further steps, but beyond going to that, let me tell you something that's about syntax of function. So guys, whenever we are talking about syntax of function, that is the way how we write a function. So it can be as data type, or we can say return type, space, function name, then it's like, let me do that as function name, So then here starts the scope of the function, and this is body of the function. So guys, note such things that this is the syntax. Now you will like to ask that what is this data type or return type. So we can say that data type, as name itself defines, which type of data this function contain. It can be integer, so we write int, float, double, it can be void or anything. Guys, remember this, whenever we are talking about void, then it simply means it have no return type. Now what is the function name? Guys, this function name can be anything. When I'm saying anything, it literally means anything, because it can be anything, as it can be India or India or anything you like, except it's like anything except reserve keywords. Now what are the reserve keywords? So reserve keywords are those which are predefined in libraries. For example, we can say main for if, int, float, void, etc. Now it comes, what is this? Actually, it is in the syntax that every function contains these parentheses, and if we want to pass arguments, then we can pass here arguments. But on the initial level, we are not working with arguments, so keep it as blank. Now you will ask me, what is the body of the function? So guys, body may be defined as our specific task. That what is our specific task which we are going to perform. So this is the theoretical part which we have to understand, that before going to our hand-on practice on functions. But it contains one more important thing, that is steps involved in declaring and using a function. So guys, there are basically 3 steps. The first one is function prototype. Guys, function prototype means to tell the compiler that a function of any name, let's say x, or we can say x name, exists in our program. Second thing is, guys, function calling. Sorry, it's function calling. Function calling basically means to call our function for execution. And third part is, guys, our function declaration. In function declaration, we declare or define our function, in which we define our specific task. Guys, note that these 3 things are equally important when we are talking about functions. Now let's have an example in which we are doing a simple program for these functions. Guys, I am having an online compiler here. So this is my header file which is already written. So the very first part is to define the prototype of our function. So let us suppose I am going to keep the return type for my function as void, and my function name is hello, and then terminator. Guys, this is our prototype. Function prototype. It is always declared before the main function and after the header files. Guys, here we are having the return type. I am using here void, that is no return value. My function name is hello, then these brackets and this terminator. These are the must things you must note. This is function prototype. Now inside our main function, it says that your code goes here. So let me type here some statement as in printf, and I am having I am in main function. Okay, now is the second part, that is function calling. So how we call our function? We just type the name of our function, it's hello, then the parenthesis terminator. Guys, this is the function calling. That is, we are going to call our function here for execution, and after the main function, where the main function ends, that is the scope of main function starts here and ends from here. So guys, after the scope of the main function, I have to declare or define our function, that is void hello. Now I have to define the body of the function, that what task it perform. I am simply saying that it is doing a task of printing something, and I am printing here I am in user defined function. So guys, note this thing, the declaration of the function must be outside the main function. So how we have to declare our function? We have used void because we have already specified in the prototype void, then the name of my function, that is hello, these parentheses, curly brackets, that is the scope of the function starts here and it will end here, and inside the scope of the function or in body of the function I have written printf, I am in user defined function. Remember, this will be in double quotes forever and ever, otherwise it will show an error at the compilation time. Okay, now I have to use terminator. Guys, this can be, I can comment here, when I am writing anything after double slash, then it comes under the category of comments, and comments are never executed during the execution of any program. So it is my function declaration. So guys, this is my this is my function program, simple function program. Now I have to run it. I am having my option, I click the run button and it will take a time. Now let's see what's here. It is saying I am in main function. You can see here I am in main function, and then I am in user defined function, that is I am in user defined function. So guys, if you are getting confused, that let me do something for you. This side I have to edit this, and let me write slash and backslash n here, that is I have to write backslash n. Okay, now it simply means that the output will be in other line. So again, let's just compile it and run it. It will be saving it, running. I am in main function and I'm in user defined function. So guys, let's take a look. When our compilation starts, that compiler will first read this line, that is the header file. Then compiler will read this void hello. Here the compiler will came to know that I am going to use a user defined function which is named as hello in my program. Next line it reads as int main, then it's the scope of the main function. Now the very first line it reads is I am in main function. Okay, so it displayed it over here, I am in main function. Now guys, what we have done here, it's function calling. So I have already told you, in function calling we are calling our function for execution. So here I have called hello for execution. Now as soon as my compiler reaches to the function calling, it pauses the execution and switch where the function was declared, so it will come here. Now compiler will not get to this return 0, compiler will come here to void hello, and here it came to know that it is a function, user defined function, which is performing a printf task and printing I am in a user defined function. So I get the output as this, I am in a user defined function. Okay, so guys, now I think you will be getting an idea. After this, when the function is executed, the statement is terminated. Here we have done with the scope of the function. Then the compiler will came here back where it has left the execution. Our compiler has done through this line, so it will now get to return 0. Return 0 statement will return nothing. Guys, we can omit this return 0 here, but then we have to use here void. And yes, one thing, we can omit this will not make any change. Now I done it. Save. See, I am in main function and I am in user defined function. The output is same, it will not make any difference, so don't get confused. So this is the first part of our function, that is a very basic thing. So I think you will be clear with that. If you have any queries related to this part, then please write in comments. Thank you guys, see you soon.